Hello. Hello, my darling members of the Creative Genius Group. I am live, coming to you this Wednesday evening. It's actually a really beautiful Wednesday evening to share with you. I wasn't sure what I was going to be sharing and speak about on this live with you today. My intention has always been to do one of these lives weekly and to address anything that might be coming up in the group as regards to your own creative process. And that intention still holds clear and strong. So just a little reminder that that is what this group is for. Do share. Share what you're working on. Share what you're celebrating. Share where your edges are that you're meeting. Share what's blocking you. Share anything that is peppering and spicing up your creative process. And when I say creative process, yes, for some of us, that is in referring to our actual creative practice. And then for others of us, or really all of us, that refers to our experience of life itself. So if you are watching this on the replay, it would be so beautiful to say hello, to put a hello in the comments, see how you're doing, and to let me know what resonates from this time today. So I didn't know what I was going to share, and I've learned so much over the last few years that that's okay. We don't always have to know the what and the how. All we need to do a lot of the time is simply to show up, to be present. I'm feeling present, I'm feeling here, and just to, just simply to be open to whatever it is that wants to come through. However, saying that, something has come through really strongly, and I've been scribbling away in my notebook the last half an hour in between going to the shop to buy lucky cows. I'm a bit obsessed with lucky cows. Like, if anyone's from the lucky cow people are watching this somehow in one of those weird, strange synchronicities, I literally buy a pack of lucky cows, and they're not fucking cheap. They're £2 for a pack. You get 8 of these triangles in, and I just like literally eat them all in one go. There's no restraint here. They're like my new crack, so to speak. And sometimes I wonder if it was in like actual tub rather than triangles, would I still eat as much? There you go. That's your little fact about me today. I am slightly obsessed with lucky cow cheeses, any cheese actually, to be honest, apart from the stuff that's got like mold running through. That's not my thing. However, I don't think you're listening here to hear me talk about cheese. What I want to talk to you about today is the energy of anger. The energy of anger. So already, even just hearing that, what arises in you, hearing the word anger, what is or has been your relationship to anger, your own and others. It's really occurring to me more and more that in order to keep the shape of who we are and to step out into life, to offer ourselves as art in our lives, that full embodiment, that openness, the freedom, or to offer our art out into life, the energy or the alchemy of what anger is about is incredibly vital for us to understand, because it is simply an energy. And this is really important. And often what we've think of as anger, or how we necessarily experience it, again, either from it moving in us or coming towards us, can often be seen as something very negative. And indeed, we might have had quite a negative or a not so pleasurable experience with this energy of anger in different times in our lives. We might be scared of this energy. If we're scared of this energy outside of us, guaranteed we're going to be scared of that energy when it arises in us. And we will touch upon some of how this impacts us as artists as I go along here. So I really want to look at how anger can be transmuted into our creative fire. So just a little backstory to begin with. Some of you might have seen some of the things I've been posting the last few days, but I've been really with this energy of anger since Friday, actually. And even before that, a couple of months ago, I decided to open up a gentle inquiry, because you have to be really careful what you ask for with spirit sometimes, a very gentle inquiry into exploring my relationship with this energy. I've not had the healthiest relationship with anger in the past. It scared me. I've gone straight into fear, shut down, swallow down, sulky, resentment, holding my voice, crying, disappearing, hiding, shame. So that energy, the energy of anger, is a direct expression. It's like a thunderbolt or an arrow of clarity. When it's clear, that energy is just an arrow of clarity. That's it. Pierces through whatever needs to be pierced through. Healthy experience of that energy does exactly that. When it's not so healthy, and when we've kind of twisted that a little bit, it creates all sorts of havoc in our lives. And one of those is how that impacts us. So for me, that's meant, like I say, disappearing, hiding, and going into shame. Shame is energy turned inwards. Now, as I step out more and more and more into life, into this creative life, into an unapologetic creative life, this is something I have to explore. How do I hold the shape of myself as I traverse through life as me? As I've often said, not everyone is going to get us. And if we are recovering people pleasers and perfectionists, which all hold the energy of anger crumpling us up from the inside, then this is going to be something we need to address. We can't make everyone like us. We won't get everyone's approval. We will disappoint another person. We're probably going to piss somebody else off simply by being who we are. And I've been finding that. There's been a couple of occasions over the last couple of months since I've really been stepping up, where I've had somebody direct words towards me that have been designed to hurt. That arrow, those arrows that we launch towards somebody else. And it's been about the content I've been putting out. It's been about this unapologetic part of me, the one that's a bit loud, a bit mouthy at times, a bit arsey, a bit sexy, a bit in your face. All of the stuff that for a long time I was kind of tempering or keeping down just because I was scared to be me. That's not the case anymore, but it's edgy as fuck. It probably will always be edgy as fuck as I step more and more into where I feel I'm going. So I had somebody the other day comment on something I wrote about freelancing and not being paid. And yeah, I could feel this because I'd been with this energy of anger since Friday. It was that I really felt like basically writing on it, "Fuck off, you fucking wanker." But I didn't do that. But I did respond. So yeah, I've been with this energy for quite a few days. Firstly on Friday for not being paid for my day job, which I wrote about. Freelancers rant somewhere in this group. It's on my main page as well. I've posted it in other groups as well. A lot of really beautiful and heartfelt responses. A lot of allies in that freelance way. But it made me really be aware of what I've done with my anger still. It took me in. I was going to work on something, a new creative project. Instead, I went to bed. I hid away. I literally kind of like just switched off the life button and just disappeared. And that's okay. I was aware that I was doing that. I went with that. I was seduced by this old patterning. When I did come out from that, I did some of my writing practice. I let these hot tears come out. Found my heart and also found a creative fire. And that's where that piece of writing then came from. And this has happened before. It's happened a few times in the past. So our relationship to anger can either hamper or it can help support our creative life and our life force in general, depending on how we deal with it. And the fact that I kind of got in contact then with this fire in me, this creative fire, and kind of used that to create art, create a piece of writing, just really fascinated me. And this is what I want to speak about, especially if we are living a creative life, we're living as artists. So essentially, anger is about our power. It's about our power, and it's sacred. Our anger is sacred. Just like our fear is sacred. Our grief is sacred. Our joy is sacred. Our love is sacred. And as I'm speaking, I'm getting goosebumps. Of course, every aspect of who we are is sacred. This is the first thing to be aware of. And when I mention power, it's a power with. It's when we remember that we are always in relationship to each other. We stand side by side with each other. Where power gets abused is when there are others having power over, or whether we feel someone's got more power over us. So we're either too big or we've gone too small. It gets out of balance. True power is very connected to heart. It connects deeply into compassion. True power allows us to really feel the vulnerability of being human. And that includes when someone's anger or judgment is anger projected. Either self-judgment, again projected inwards, or judgment onto others projected outwards. It's a very common way that our anger or the energy of anger is used. It's a very separating way. Interestingly though, having a good relationship with our anger is used in order to protect us. It's generally connects with having a healthy sense of our boundaries. And boundaries give us a sense of the space of who we are, the value of who we are, the kind of non-negotiables of what and who we allow in close, and where we hold our hands up and go, no. It's very much a place of no, this is not okay. It's also very much about how much we respect ourselves. And it allows us to move through life as we are. So it's a very powerful thing to have boundaries in place, healthy boundaries. And again, for a lot of us, we either don't have any boundaries, we get walloped by life, or we have boundaries that are very, almost too strong. They're brick walls, and there's no kind of movement or flexibility. True boundaries are very much connected to the heart. They can breathe in and out. They can change shape. There's a flexibility to our boundaries when they are supporting the life that we have. They evolve and shift and change as we do. And then it begs the question of what is it we're protecting? Well, in a way, we're protecting the honor of who we are. It can be protecting our word so that we become trustworthy. It can be protecting our art. And I say our art. Sometimes we have to be very careful with that. Sometimes our art feels incredibly and is incredibly personal. It's very intimate. I mean, indeed, anything we create, we've literally taken this spark of an idea being conceived within us and have chosen to allow that to germinate, to fertilize, to grow. We've tended to that, we've nourished that, we've given time to that, we've sat with it, and so on. And we've birthed that out into the world. So it's quite a huge thing when we offer our art out into the world. Because, let's face it, we can't control how others are going to respond or react. That is something we can never control. And it's something as artists, we have to find ways to support ourselves as we do that, especially getting strong reactions back again. Trolling. You know, it's so easy to hide behind the internet, isn't it? And write some words. But it can be very damaging. So in a way, we're protecting, our boundaries protect our art, and they protect the artists as well. So there is a usefulness. To say this all kind of comes back down to a level of respect. And also a level of care. Care is connected to tending to. What it is we tend to, what it is we give our attention to, our energy to. And very likely those things are really important to us. So hell yes, we're going to protect that which is important to us. We're going to snarl like an animal protecting our young cubs. That's what the mother does. Mothering energy is protective energy in that way. Fierce mama love. So there is a real strong importance to this energy of anger. Yeah. So, just having a look at my notes because I did go before, as I say. So far, let me know how this is landing for you. Do you understand that sense? What are your boundaries like yourself? So, this is why I go on a lot about a creative life or living as an artist is the path of the revolutionary. Because it takes real fucking balls, real cojones to live as an artist, to live at that edge of exposing ourselves, of wanting to hide, of daring to risk, being seen. Because art, as we know, in whatever form, impacts us, affects us, inspires us, makes us think about things, makes us feel a way that we don't really understand and we have to unpack it, shocks us, moves us, connects us, has the power to change us. It is one of the highest forms of activism that there is. Therefore, it's also one of the most dangerous. Hence, books like, is it Fahrenheit? What's it called? Fahrenheit 40 something or other. Brain. The Ray Bradbury book that was made into a film. You know, all the books are burnt. That's why the books during Hitler's reign in Germany were all burnt. Still happening now, isn't it? Editing Roald Dahl. Paulo Coelho's books are being banned in Brazil, where he's from. Why? Because art is dangerous, which is really exciting. It can blow stuff up. So it's risky. We do need strong boundaries. We do need a strong level of protection. We do need a strong relationship with this particular energy of anger as we step more and more out into the world. So, there's a positive aspect and a negative aspect towards this energy of anger. The positive aspect is it's clear energy, it's clarity of expression, clarity of voice. It's a clear yes, it's a clear no. There's no stickiness in that. We know where we are, even if it's like, whoa, when it comes towards us. It's there. Nothing is hidden. If it has come from the heart, then it has a sense of care and compassion attached to it too. It's also a way of respecting ourselves, honouring our own worth and our own value. This is very important. It's also a way of protecting, as I say, not just the art we're creating, but what it is that we love and care about, what's important to us in this world. So these are all very healthy aspects of anger. The more unhealthy aspects of anger, and we all hold all of these, so it's not like one is better than the other, it's just being aware, is, as I mentioned before, anger going inwards can go towards self-judgment, self-doubt, and shame. Shame being the biggest destructive way that anger can eat at us. But it also creates other kind of internal feelings, because when we're not feeling equal power, equal ability with others, then we can start judging others ourselves. Often underneath that's a little bit of fear. This comparison is a big part of this anger energy, gone a little bit twisty. Being in competition with others, all about power, if you notice. A little fear of losing our own power. But if our power has only ever been because we feel bigger than others or more important than others, then it's not really true power. We're going to swing completely the other way and feel a bit of a victim and feel helpless. As I say, true power sits in the middle. I always say that with this energy of anger, this fire, as we know, can be both destructive. It really can destroy. We might know that from our own experience. We might have, sadly and unwittingly, destroyed things that we cared about because of untempered and out of control fire. We might have said things that there was no going back. We might have done things which permanently created this separation, distrust, maybe being thrown out of something, exiled, if you like. It can also burn us up, can't it? You know, so much so that whole phrase of seeing red is red mist. Makes me think of Popeye. We can't think logically then. It's not a helpful force. What we need for that fire is, firstly, we need a pot to put that fire, to contain that fire, to bear it. The pot, as far as I'm concerned, is this. It's our body. This is the container. It's the ground. It's being in our bodies. It's being embodied. Having a relationship with this earth. That's the pot. The second element we need is water. Water allows the fire to be more sustainable. It bears the fire so it can move through us, more anchored, with more form. It can warm us up, inspire us, get our juices going. The aliveness can move through us without destroying us, without burning us to a crisp. Heart is the place where our water element really is connected to. Being with the feelings that are here, whether it's fear, disappointment, hurt, whatever it might be, allowing oneself to feel that really deeply. Out of that possibly might come a sense of compassion, might come a sense of forgiveness. So earth being the body, water being heart, feelings, care. And then the fire being this creative fire, this kind of spark that moves through us. So this then can be used in a creative way. It can build things. Again, true activism. Rather than going to fight, as one of the ways that we expend this energy is fight. Maybe it's not so useful. Maybe what's more useful is to go off and write a song, create some paintings, choreograph a dance piece, come together with others in a way and sit together and share stories around whatever it is that's going on. Creative response needs that fire. Absolutely and utterly. It's a force that gives life, as we know, as much as it destroys. And out of that fire can come something completely new, like the phoenix that arises. Sounds good, doesn't it? So something to consider with that energy. You know, how much am I connected to my body? How much can I contain of this force? It's a force. How much does my heart play into this? Or do I go into a righteous place, self-righteousness around things? Do I immediately go into fight? Do I lash out before I even take a moment to pause? You know? What do we do? What do you do? Do you hide away in shame like how my past experience of anger has been? Do you hide away? Do you make yourself small and disappear? Do you go, ouch, it's too much? Take it all so personally and never put yourself out there again if you've had something come at you, a critic coming at you. Can't do it. Has to build a sense of self-reliance. And a part of our boundaries and saying no can be to these arrows coming at us from critics, people that have an opinion, where we feel it, but then we're able to go, no, this isn't mine. Something in you has been activated. This isn't mine. How about we say thank you instead? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're helping me to build a stronger container to bear this force coming at me. Rather than project it at me, I wonder how it would be if you took whatever you're feeling, random person, and turned and made that into some kind of art. What is it you need to say? What is it that's being triggered? So activating and triggering others, a lot of artists that have done that, a lot of filmmakers that have done that, musicians that have done that. Is it risky? Fucking hell yeah. As always. We know this. Is it edgy? Yeah. Is it exciting? Fucking hell yeah. Can it make changes? You bet. Is it worth it? 1,000,000%. So there is definitely the trickster aspect when we work with fire as well. We don't want to lose our voice. Often when we don't know how to deal with that energy, we lose our voice. And this is very sad, this throat, the throat energy center, throat chakras, if you're into kind of the chakra system. The wounding a lot of us have where we haven't said no in the past, where we haven't said yes, where we haven't spoken what we needed to say, said our truth because of, fear of, and so on. So again, let me know how this is all, what's stirring in you as you hear this. What is it you can relate to? Any questions that you might have? So I think that's kind of what I really wanted to say around this, really, is, you know, just considering, exploring this energy, which can be used as the most creative force, because it really is. And it can be used to keep us hidden and to destroy us and to destroy things that we care about, particularly in those places of competition and, you know, competitiveness and comparison. I'm actually going to do another live around all of this at some point, because I feel they're really big pieces that are not really spoken of because there's shame around it. Isn't it interesting? All this same energy of anger, the twisty energy of anger, just keeps kind of playing with itself. Not in a good way either. It is the fire season. Things get very heightened at this time of the year. Even last week when it was really hot here in Manchester, it was almost too much. It almost wiped me out. It can be overwhelming. Maybe we get overwhelmed a lot. Might be something to explore. What is this overwhelm? What is it that my energy can't handle, the force of this energy that I've either taken on is coming towards me? What can I put in place? What boundaries do I need to put in place that support and protect myself when it's needed in a healthy way? So, my darlings, I think that's all I want to say around this. How do you play with your creative fire? How do you protect your creative fire? How do you use that fire for a force to create life, to create beauty, to create your art, to create connection, conversation? And how do you use that force to keep separation, to stay perhaps in victim or kind of poor me, to stay small, to look over with jealousy or envy at others, to stop yourself from putting yourself out there and daring to risk? What is your relationship with judgment? That towards yourself and that towards others. And remembering, again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with any of these places. They are all sacred parts of us. And the more that we can embrace them and be curious and learn from them, the more we empower ourselves. We make ourselves whole. So, if you know anybody who you think might enjoy this, might be relevant to them, please invite them into the group. You can tag them here. You can let me know if you want me to do that for you. That's really, I'd really appreciate that as well. Yeah, that's all I have to say around this energy of anger, our creative fire today. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Take good care, my darlings, and I will see you very, very shortly.